What's up guys, what's going on? So it's that time of year in Florida, and one of my favorite teas that we drink around here actually comes from the garden, and I have someone very special ready to show you that plant. So we're actually harvesting this out in the market garden, but the wind is just absolutely brutal today. Good brutal, feels nice outside, but audio for filming is not going to work, so hold tight.
So like Pete mentioned, this is one of our favorite teas to drink. This is the Hibiscus sabdarifa, also known as Roselle, or also known as Jamaican sorrel. This is a quite popular drink in Jamaica and some of the islands. What you would do is use this calyx, which comes after the flower. Just want to show you guys that beautiful hibiscus flower there. And you can see on the back end of that, as that flower falls off, the calyx forms. And inside of that calyx you will find the seed pods. So what we do is when we harvest this, we usually snip off the whole stem rather than snipping off individual calyxes out in the field. And we'll take a few of these stems into the kitchen or out on the back porch, and that's where we will remove the calyxes. And we learned a really great tip. What we used to do, we've been growing this for probably about 6 years now. And it was always this tedious task of, peeling back the little bits of calyx from the seed pod. And you do find later in the season, they get these really small hairs, almost kind of like fiberglass, and you get those fibers in your fingers, and it's a bit itchy. You can probably see some of them. But now what we've learned to do is use an apple core, and I'll show you that process also. And we actually take the apple core and push it straight through the bottom, and that pushes that seed pod out and makes it very easy to get what you need for the tea. And I will, pull the seed pods out of these, dry the calyxes, and store those dried calyxes for future use for my teas. I also want to mention that the leaves are also edible. We do get a little bit of pest pressure late in the season when the temperatures start to drop and it's that end of summer. I think it's nature's way of taking out what shouldn't be there any longer. So as soon as these calyxes start to form, you'll see some of that bug damage there. Otherwise, we would be snacking on these leaves all summer long, just like the calyx flavor. It's got almost like a cranberry-like flavor to it, and it's actually been called Florida cranberry for that reason. Not only can you make tea with these, but you can also make a compote or even like a cranberry relish. I did that for Thanksgiving last year. But the leaves also have that same cranberry-like flavor to them. Very delicious. Great in a salad, great as an addition. I wouldn't use it as the staple salad green, but chopped up in small pieces, I love this in a salad. So we just harvested these calyxes out in the field, and I wanted to show you guys how I process them for drying for my tea blends. And I like to do this in the shade rather than out in the field. And like I said, what we used to do was peel these calyxes back, and you'll find that seed pod inside. And what you can do is dry that seed pod, and once it's fully dry, it will open up. You can see these little seams in it, and it will open up, and there you can get your seeds to save for future use. I have found that the best way to save the seeds is actually to let this open up on its own on the plant. I think it's got better germination rates when that happens. So hibiscus tea is our favorite for a whole bunch of reasons. It's definitely our go-to pretty much all year long, just because colds and flus are going around all the time, not just necessarily in the winter. It's super high in vitamin C, has a lot of antioxidants, it has flavonoids in it. It's also really great at lowering blood pressure and at cooling the body, which is super helpful during the summertime. Here we have an apple core, so I just wanted to show you guys the easiest way to harvest the calyx off of the seed pod. I will take these inside and dry them in my dehydrator. You probably could cook them fresh into a tea, although there's a lot of water content in them, so it's not going to be as strong. When Jamaicans make it, the Jamaican sorrel, they will actually boil either fresh or dried calyxes and boil that down and add a lot of sugar to it, sometimes cinnamon, sometimes even cloves. That's the true Jamaican way. Here we like it to taste a little bit more like a Kool-Aid. My son's friends love to come over, and these kids are coming from processed food and soda, and they always ask for a second cup. And I tell them it's like organic Kool-Aid, and they love it.
What are you
But
sweetening
for
that
us,
with?
At home, all we sweeten it with is stevia. We use a stevia glycerate, stevia that's not made in an alcohol tincture like some of them are, and sometimes people think that stevia only comes in dried form. We like it in a glycerin form. I usually go for, most people will do a teaspoon per cup. I like it to be a little bit stronger. I think there's no such thing as too much vitamin C. So I usually go for somewhere between a teaspoon to a tablespoon per serving.
Of dehydrated.
Dehydrated, and it's probably going to sound a little complicated. Maybe I might have to show you guys the process, but I actually make this double strength, or sometimes even triple strength, or it's almost even a syrup. So then I can store that in the refrigerator for a few days and then just dilute it with a bit of ice water.
All right, cooking channel.
Maybe.
Whoa, video number 4 with this one. Whoa. All right, we're gonna hopefully get some more. I think she's starting to have fun. So.
I like the editing better.
I'm gonna try to get her out here at least once a week, so don't listen. I hope you all like that one. Please like, subscribe, share. We appreciate the support. Pound it.